right, guys. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to another week. This is another week, another episode. You know, whatever. Who's keeping track of the NSDC? You know, big shout out to the homie Jesus and Jesus. You know, the first and the second,
Okay.
or was it the first and the other one?
And the other one.
Yeah.
Chilling, man. You know, it's been hasn't been like too eventful these past couple weeks, man. I've been laying low. What about you guys? What you guys been up to, man?
Same, man. Just laying low and not much at all. I haven't even really been involved in the hobby as much as I used to at all, for sure.
Let me ask you a question though. Can I by you saying that, you know, has it brought you?
I have a question for you afterwards, but you go first.
Has it brought you mental peace of like, you know, not being too involved in like what's going on and the dramas and all that shit, or no?
It's crazy that you bring that, bro. It's almost like we're thinking on the same wavelength, you know, because I'm not. I would say it's more peaceful, you know, less drama. But you know, it just happened to be that when I do check, it's still, you know, some shenanigans going on in the hobby. You know, people getting bamboozled. Let me ask you. Here's a question I wanted to ask you. You know, be truthful, Sergio. You know, this has nothing to do with you. You'll see what I'm going with this.
Choose. All I'll say is choose your next words wisely. You know?
Oh, super wise. Check it out. You know me. I thought about this. So, first one is when you really want something, right? Say you're looking for it on eBay, and that blue dot finally goes off. And let's just say there was like 2 watchers, 3 watchers on it, whatever.
Sure.
If you throw a bid on that, and you know that's something you've been wanting, do you want competition on that item, or would you say you want to keep it quiet until the auction's over?
No, I mean I would like to keep it quiet for depending on what it is, though. You know, like if is it something that's like common, uncommon, like is it rare? Like it just depends, right? Like
what if it's a 1 of 1?
A 1 of 1?
Yeah.
No, I'm just going for it at that point. Like
exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that point because it's interesting, right? Like if it's something that you've been wanting and you don't want anybody else to own, you wouldn't make the auction public, right? And like tell everybody about it, post it on your stories. You wouldn't do none of that, right?
I mean, unless someone's trying to shit on your porch, you know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah. All right, that's all. Let's move on. How about you, Doom? How you been, man?
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Hey, let those who have ears hear that. You know?
I know no contest because believe me, I have no idea what's going on in the hobby right now.
Me neither. We're just playing. Crazy. You know, it's a fucking it's a Saturday night riddle. That's all.
There you go.
1 of 1 that went public. All right, I'll try. People leave it in the comments if you know the context. So I'm out the blue for this. So.
Who done it? You know?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Who, what, where, and when?
yeah. I want to hear what this 1 of 1. Oh, it's crazy. All right. Me and Brown been chilling, just like y'all. Until the last couple of days, I've kind of been just checking here and there on social media, not too much. And DC annual got me on EPAC.
Man.
Shout out to Donnie Boy McCoy. I'm trying to get this trade going to see if I can help him secure a card he was after. But
nice.
Yeah, man. I've been talking to Nathan. You know, shout out Nathan.
Nice.
Been True Blue. We just, me and True Blue and Tim's bought some packs. So
nice.
It just released this week, and I'm like, oh fuck it. Let me go get some packs. And I hit a sketch. I get pretty lucky sometimes. So I hit a sketch and then
is that the one you posted on the stories?
Hey, wait. Keyword sometimes, but like, if we go through like the pulls that Doom has pulled on his like track record, he's pulled he's pulled the green PMGs, like he's pulled all kind of shit.
Nah, I never hit green PMG. I hit that red though. I've had you're right. I do for the amount of like spending I do, which is not a lot on sealed product. I do get lucky. Yeah.
Let's be honest though too. That's true. He's right. But I think out of all of us, you probably spend the most on EPAC too. I've never spent anything on EPAC.
Yeah. I like to get in,
get in the mix.
Yeah, get in the mix. Unbound or like,
here's my thing, and obviously, like everyone collects for different reasons, right? Like I can't get into that stuff, and it's not because of like a dollar value, but it's about the dollar value. Like let's just be honest, like that's just what it is. Like some of that stuff is like it's not even worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Most of it goes to pennies, really, literally on Comp
know?
C. It's really just gambling. Like you're just going there to hopefully get something big. And like I think I was like 13 packs in when I hit the sketch. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I feel
13
comfortable.
packs.
Yeah, bro. I feel comfortable getting a couple more because I made my money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
How's
yeah,
that product overall? Did you enjoy it? Like value aside, just like
it's cool.
was it what you expected?
Yeah. I like the design ever since it came out physical, the DC annual design. Um there's achievements or like those retro looking prism stickers.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
There's a Batman one there. There wasn't a Batman on the physical release, so that's cool to see. But you got to spend a lot of money to get those achievements, which ultimately, bro, you just wait it out, let the whales well, and then you go grab what you want.
I mean, we always say that, but
Yeah. I think people who go hard are going for the sketch card achievements, and there's a couple. I mean, for my preference, there's a few that I like, but not many. But I don't know. It's addictive though, and
Yeah.
so you start opening packs, and especially like if you don't do it in a while or you don't do it as much, you can get lost in the sauce. So I just go a couple at a time. I will give a tip to people out there. I've given it before. I think most people in the hobby know, but you never know. I never buy boxes. I go 3 packs at a time, especially on day one because everyone's buying a pack or two. I just think it like increases the odds. I have no data to
Yeah,
no,
that's
validate that.
I could back it too
But
because when X-Men Metal came out, I
yeah,
bought single
bro,
packs and dude, I was hitting. Like
you were
I was hitting on
hitting
X-Men Metal.
what are those called? The platinum
The Platinum
portraits?
Portraits, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Off single packs. I never bought a full box.
I think
Just
when
because
there's
if
a
you think
lot of
about it,
a lot of activity, like if people are buying packs, that means that a lot of case hits are like not in boxes; they're loose in packs. So I think it makes sense, but I have no idea how it actually functions. So,
Hey, from those sketch artists you were talking about,
mhm.
what do you like? What are like 3 big artists that you know for a fact did a sketch for Batman in that set?
Oh man, that's a tough one because there's a lot of new people.
Gotcha.
I think like a big artist, and I don't know how big they are, but the Sana U artist is one that does like a lot of like manga esque female characters, and I saw them do one, but it
Mm.
wasn't a Batman. It was I think it was a Hawk Girl. I'm sure that was gonna be. I mean that artist has like their own following too, so I think
Like
some of
similar to
those.
Peach?
Yeah, but like Peach is like out of here. You know what I mean? Top of the top
Yeah.
because of her comic work. But I think in the upper deck sketch area, like she's a popular one. And then I did see, I think I saw Maliki Akar from Rittenhouse days. Shout out to
Oh, that's
Akar.
dope.
I always loved her work.
Yeah.
I think she has, if I recall, she has one. Um, but there's a lot of people from Cryptozoic that I remember just looking at Cryptozoic Batman sketches back in the day.
Mm.
Like forget the names, but there's a few of them that I recognize from Cryptozoic.
yeah.
And I'm taking a look right now to see if there's it is nice to see because you find new people you don't know like or as a big artist at least for me like they were new to me. But
Yeah.
there's Alberto Albuquerque. Uh, he he drew a dope booklet with Batman and Robin and Joker like almost like an animated style, which is
Mhm.
fire.
Mm.
I would say he's a good one, and then to be honest though, like for my taste, just not a whole bunch that I fell in love with. Like I'm very picky though, but
Yeah.
it's tough, man. Like again, people are just trying to see what they can hit, and it's gambling and Jace. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so unless you know when you're getting into it, you gotta be careful. But it's dope to see the cards. I will say, Jonathan Levesque. I think he goes by Marvel Inc. on IG. I hit a Venom card from his before, and he's done some dope shit here. In the
Nice.
He always does dope stuff. Even the MentalCon stuff. I've seen the sketches that Nathan has posted up on the MentalCon website.
Mhm.
He's really good, and the Visc Ratos guy, that guy's pretty dope. So
Yeah.
those are the guys. Oliver Castañeda. So that guy, he goes by Visc Ratos. He's got some dope sketches for sure.
And are you still sticking to the Ninja Turtles only, or this was just like more like to try out, see what you?
No, I just want to have fun. Yeah. I'm strictly TMNT. I do like the Detective Chimp card because it's a Maria Wolf like cover, and I have the book. So I might get a couple Detective Chimp cards, just from the packs that I've opened, and like I'll trade and create a parallel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But unless there's like some Batman animated stuff in a set, I mean, I'm just kind of look. I enjoy watching open a couple packs, but nothing crazy. No.
Yeah.
I don't really have a plan for it. I mean,
Yeah. Have you had any pickups lately for the TMNT collection?
Yo, bro, today you guys saw it. I hope you guys saw it. I sent it to the chat. I finally got an update from the Maria Wolf commission from last year, from San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah,
or before San Diego. Yeah, so finally got her to contact me on IG. She was hard to get a hold of. Like, she hadn't put a lot of updates, and then this year she did an update that she was going through some stuff. And she was catching up, but I finally
listen, so I gotta point it out because obviously I dealt with her too, and honestly, shout out to her. Like, she's super cool, like in person.
Yeah.
But I just feel like she like overbooks herself, and then she's like trying to bury herself out of the hole. It's like, dude, listen, like don't bite off more than you can chew,
I don't think it was her though. I'm gonna give her some. I'm gonna give her some.
No. Listen, this is the second time I've heard this story, so I'm gonna call it out how at least I see it, and in my experience, because when I got the sketch cards that we got, I mean, I had to reach out for her quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I had to like go through her agent, then go through her, and then she doesn't respond, then she's posting, and it's like,
the big problem is the Inky Knuckles agent or dealer, and it's not just one her artist. Like this, like I've seen a bunch of, I've seen like 2 or 3 of their artists already leave, and they're like, IG account hasn't updated in months. I don't even know if they're actually selling stuff, the Inky Knuckles people, but they don't have a good reputation out here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, speaking of agents, like what Sergio described is exactly what I need to do to get a hold of him. You know what I mean? I gotta reach out to his agent, which is Doom, and then that's the only way I could contact him.
No.
Hey,
I hit him.
Last time we spoke, I asked you for your address. Didn't I ask Sergio for his address so I could send him some gifts? Yes. And he's like, "Yeah, I got you." Never got the address. Crazy.
Wow. It's just that I'm not used to that, like from Elusive, so it's like it's
okay. You're hard to pet. I get it, but you know what I mean.
No, extremely hard to pet.
You're a cat.
We don't trust easily over here. No, it's just, I'll send you the address.
For sure, man.
But no, like honestly, it's unfortunate because like her herself is super cool, and I'm pretty sure if she was like running her own thing, But I mean, just my personal opinion. I feel like she just overbooks herself with like too much stuff, and it's just. I mean, listen, you have all this shit coming from the cons, right? Which is a lot because it's fucking like it's like works and like sketches and covers and all this crazy shit, and then you have your own shit, like your own stuff that you need to handle yourself, like the things you already have booked for a cover, or like, hey, I got a cover for like the next whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's a lot, and but you know what? Hey, look, shout out to her for making that money because hey, fuck it, like why not?
Yeah, she mentioned she got back. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was gonna ask you about that because of how long it took. Be honest, did you get a little nervous?
No. It's not so much nervous because at the end of the day, listen, it's your reputation. Like, I'll post that shit online and fucking and tag you on that shit. Like, it's not about that. It's just like, again, in my business, I can't overbook myself because it's only one of me. Like, she's the only one sketching, So don't overbook yourself. Just do enough, and you this is the second time that I've heard that. I heard it when I went through it with me. Then when you did this, with CDC or SDCC with her. Again, like obviously there's a common denominator here, and it's that you're overbooking yourself with work, and you're not able to like keep up with all of that because guess what? 2 weeks from now, you're at another convention doing the same shit. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah, mine, like, Sergio, it was what, a couple of weeks, Doug? You waited?
And we waited? It was like 2 months.
Shit. I did well over a year, dog. You know what I'm saying? But look, it's the only annoying part is not being able to hear back because you just want to update. Like, I expect
that's it. Just an update. Right. Like, hey, look, like give us a little bit. I'll contact you next week or something for something.
Yeah, and I know from like the homie James who's bought sketch like covers and pages from her. She's usually responsive, but obviously she was dealing with some stuff, and then she did post on her story. She got backed up in deadlines, and
that's the common denominator.
Part of it. But for sure, like Inky Knuckles, which is the dealer, I guess.
I guess technically the agent, yeah, because I guess it is like a dealer kind of situation.
The dealers, they're not helping their artists. Even like Google searching, like people having troubles with Inky Knuckles for years. Like these guys, I don't know what's going on, but I was happy to get it back, and yeah, it was dope. I mean, and I'm gonna have the homie pick it up at San Diego, Comic-Con for me. Yeah. So it was just dope to see it, man. I was waiting for that for over a year, and apparently it was done for a while. They just, her people didn't get her the information to reach out to me. So I don't know, but love it. It came out dope. I mean, it's just
the line work super good,
bruh. I would probably get another one, to be honest, and I don't mind waiting it out, just knowing that, like, you get an update every couple months. Like, yo, it's going to take this long. It's dope. Shout out to her. That's the biggest thing. As far as, like, other stuff.
How's the checklist going? Because I'm sure you got, like, a checklist of everything you need for that collection, right?
Yeah. There's, for this... So I think since we last talked, I don't know if I told you, like I'm focused on this one set, which I don't want to talk about because I don't want competition.
Yeah.
So it's not like a whole character collection for Mikey anymore. It's TMNT, but it's multiple characters. It's a set specifically that's I think is super important. And I got pieces over time. I got like that's gonna be a long journey, and I haven't really posted much stuff lately. But for the same reason, like I'm just taking my time with that stuff. And then just waiting on some sketch card commissions from a while ago. That I'm still waiting for. So that's it, bro. Other than that, I've been chilling. Like I haven't really been too active. Yeah.
What about you, Sergio? You got any pickups?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No, I've been as much as I try to like keep up with like some of the things that like I was watching like before like the Last of Us. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I'm done. Listen, I was done, and again, this is obviously not to offend anybody, because some people get offended with these kind of things. But like when she's like, "Oh, we're having a baby" and shit like that, I'm just like, bro, like, stop it. Did you guys watch it or not? Anybody watch it?
Yeah, I watched.
I watched a few episodes.
I I didn't mind the whole baby part, but
They
the
they
ending was
they
not
lost
great.
me. They lost me at episode 2, right?
Oh no, episode 2 was amazing. What are you talking?
No, episode 2 is when they finish the dance and they're like making out.
No, episode 2 is when homie is done. It's cooked.
Okay, well, I was done in episode 3 then.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, man, like, I don't know, like I feel like they pulled away from the game, and there's some things that are like similar. Well,
yeah, I don't know the OG storyline, but
there's certain things that are similar, but like, again, I just feel like it's too gentrified to today. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about even the video game anymore. It's about whatever agenda is going on today. It's just like, I'm like, dude, I don't watch TV to fucking. I barely watch TV, but then to watch TV and then listen to that, I'm just like, I'm good, bro. Like, I will tell you though, I did watch a movie actually yesterday that had come out, and I remember like hearing about it before it came out, and there was kind of like its controversy in Hollywood because, it's about like, it's basically about this agent, this Homeland Security agent that was involved with like sex trafficking with like kids and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys ever seen or heard of The Sound of Freedom.
No,
I haven't seen that.
Okay, so Sound of Freedom, I watched it yesterday. Honestly, probably one of the better movies I've seen in like quite a while, because it doesn't end the way you think. It doesn't, it doesn't have like the fucking big like Michael Bay booms and like the basic shit that like. No, I mean, dude, like, let's be real, like, it felt like it was like a movie. It just felt like an independent film. It felt like something that people would actually put like effort towards like thinking of like how it goes, how it ends. And I mean, interesting fact about that movie, it's actually based on true events, off of an agent called Timothy Ballard, which he has like this, organization that does that. He basically sets up these, people trafficking, kids, and he goes and busts them in other countries and shit like that. And it's very interesting. Like there's, I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you guys if you guys never seen it, but there's a scene where like he's talking to his partner. His partner's like, dude, I can't even see this shit. I don't know how you like see this shit every day. Like, it's just, it was eating at his partner. And, obviously like whatever, like there's a scene where like he saves like a person when he needs to save someone else. And he couldn't because I'm not going to say why, because you guys go to watch the movie, but that guy's like life goals. It was just that, man, like, and yeah, it was maybe like, harmful to see those things. But he's just like, dude, like, I can't, like, his calling was just like, dude, I can't go to bed anymore and like not finish this mission,
Yeah.
And it's actually the movie that the guy that plays Timothy Ballard is I always slaughter his last name, Jim Caviezel or something like that. The guy that played Jesus Christ and Passion of the Christ.
Oh yeah.
Same dude.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's a great actor, man. Thin Red Line, he was a great actor on that. And whatever. So he played like the main role as Timothy Ballard. And I just think it's honestly, like, I'm going to put it out there. I think it's a very powerful movie. Like, if you've never seen it, you should give it a watch, I think it's on Amazon Prime. You can just watch it. Like, it doesn't need like anything crazy, no extra subscriptions. But that was a movie I saw yesterday, and I was like, damn, that was like, even like my the friend that I saw it with, we were both like, oh fuck, like, damn, that's like, that movie was different. You know what I mean? Like, that was not the same. That shit was like a tearjerker. Like, there's a lot of, a lot of stuff going on. And I don't know, at least for me, it's just good to know, like, good people still exist out there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Good, man.
Yeah, you had mentioned it once before, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, dude.
It made me want to watch it now,
Give it a watch, man.
I was making you cry. I don't know if I feel like crying, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, like, when it's just sad, man. Like, listen, that's the reality of so many people. Like, they gave a couple statistics, and it's just like, dude, I think it was like the statistic that they put up at like, closer to the end, and it's not going to ruin the movie or anything, but that a certain year, I guess whatever the year was made, right? There was 22 million. Let's call them like not very nice images on the internet of kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
And that's at a 5,000% increase from like previous times. That's crazy. Like, that's fucking wild, and it's disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
Fuck, if I could have like a second calling, I would go hunt these fucking predators down too, man. But
sign me up.
Sign me up, buddy. You know, and sometimes you watch them online too. Like they have these smaller groups where like they set up people and they meet them at the Walmart and they beat them up and
Oh, I've
like
seen those. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've heard some arguments on the other side of those that because they're not really getting any due process. And I'm sure like some you caught them in the act for sure, but some of them, let's be honest, man. Like at least not all of them.
If due process requires you to commit the crime and then me catch you, then I'd rather not. I was like, fuck the due process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other one, I will say though that the other one is I've seen like not all of them, right? I'm just gonna be clear about this, but like I'd say 10 to 20% of the people I've seen, they don't look like they're all there.
Yeah.
Something's going on. They got other issues besides the obvious ones,
Yeah. No, and that's but again, if you haven't seen it or like if I don't know, I don't want to say like, hey, if this like sparks your interest, whatever, but like, hey, if you want to see a movie that's like about it's a negative movie because it's of what the message is and what's going on, but like a positive movie where it's like, yeah, there's not many explosions and like there's a little bit of action, but you'd actually be surprised, be like, oh shit, like this,
yeah,
like you would expect, like if that was like a regular movie, like you would see like blood and the movie's just not that. It's very straightforward. You know what I mean? Like it's like, again, just based on true events of what happened, and it was just a movie that like it just fucking caught me. I was like, damn, dude, like I haven't seen a movie like that in a long time.
Nice. Yeah, speaking of that, I'm looking forward, and the actor you mentioned, I'm looking forward to the Mel Gibson's Resurrection that he's doing this year.
Passion of Christ 2?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also pretty excited about that. I actually rewatched The Passion of the Christ. I don't know if I told you that, but or if I mentioned in the previous episode, but I watched it like a week or two ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I just gave it another rewatch. I was just like online, whatever, and I kind of caught it, and it's just like, damn, dude, like
pissed you off, huh?
We can't get too deep, because people are gonna get offended,
Yeah.
But it's just
Doom would protect us. He won't even let us get offend people. He'll just delete it before it releases. He saved us a couple of times for sure. I'll say that.
I'll try.
Well, listen, if you judge me for being a believer, then you can continue to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely.
That's not gonna change.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so believer. I'm sorry. There's three of us are believers. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of believing, I mean, what a better time to believe, because you see what's going on in the world. It's just crazy, like crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I saw the video. I actually saw that video of Israel getting bombed and stuff, like in person, like live, like I was watching the shit, like, oh shit, like it's going down right now. It was like fucking 3 p.m.
See, I know that's going on, but I'm not watching anything.
You see? No. So Doom likes to he likes to mask, like put the wool over his eyes, and I like to take it off because I want to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I want to know.
Yeah, no, like I hear, like, obviously you see like on social media here and there. Shout out to Vic because he's posting a lot about the stuff going on in California, the protests and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of turmoil everywhere.
Yeah, he's the one organizing all those, you know what I mean? Which
is Vic is the one dropping off the loads of bricks, like
Yeah, randomly putting them here. Oh, I'm just gonna set this here, see what happens.
Yeah,
shout out to Vic. I spoke to him recently, and you guys already know. Sometimes you catch Vic on a good day, sometimes not so much. and, I missed, and we were going at it for a little bit. I was like, we'll talk soon. Now I know what I can't send you anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, every day is different, man. But fuck, man. Like, hey, like with what is going on, man, you gotta believe in something, dude. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be walking like Earth like aimlessly and just like having all that shit going on. It's sad, dude. It's sad. It's sad what's going on.
It's sad. Yeah.
And people. Some people like to play the victim on both ends. People like to play the victim, but it's like, dude, you can't fucking poke the bear and then fucking run for help, dude. Like, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Because that's what you're doing. You're poking the bear and then you're like running for help. It's like, at some point the shit needs to stop. Like, you need to fucking stand up for your own actions and like you need to fucking handle your business, dude. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. And like I said, in a moment like this, dig deep. I don't know, and I honestly don't care what you believe in. You you could be an atheist for all I care for. You gotta at some point believe in something, you know. Like I hope you do. Like, if you think we're just like floating around aimlessly, then I mean so be it. You know what I mean? But I'm I don't believe in that.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's just tough, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know, like does that make it harder for me like to collect? You know what I mean? Like because there's so much other shit going on. It's like, dude, like how can I think about this right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't blame people. Well, not even blame. Like I can understand some people just checking out because real life stuff is pretty rough right now. And I can see the opposite. I can see people double down and like look for distraction because it is tough times everywhere you see it. So it just depends how people are feeling that day and what either they want to see more of it or they want to see less of it. I don't blame either side. Like it is what it is.
Hey, to bring it back to collecting, I did want to ask Sergio, like, obviously you haven't been picking up stuff, but how often now during the week compared like to before, right? When it was like a daily thing or hourly, like how often are you thinking about collectibles, if at all, from the whole week? Do you think about it one time a week or not even?
I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm so busy in my professional life. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to put like too much thought to it. Doesn't mean that I don't. I just don't. I don't do it as often or normally as I would because it's like now things are a little bit different because even though you see, here's the thing, right? And this is the power of social media, right? Mm-hmm. These guys do see me on yachts and they see me like doing like private events and that is happening. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like it's not like I'm making okay money. I'm not making great money. I don't feel like I'm making great money. I know what great money is.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. Like, listen, I'm not making horrible money. Where it's like, oh my god, I'm struggling. No, I mean, listen, like I'm paying the bills. I'm doing all these things, but I'm worried about that next fucking job, dude. You know what I mean? I'm worried about that next connection. I'm worried about setting up that next pop up. I'm worried about setting up the next meeting. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at.
You got to hunt for your own food now. In other words, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, on a hunter gatherer, status. So it's like I'm so much more like in tune with that.
Yeah.
That it's just like I'll spend some time. I'll go on eBay. I was actually on eBay a couple of days ago. I didn't find anything crazy. You know what I mean? Whatever, and we just kept it moving. It's just like all right, whatever. Like I'll put it like this.
When you do look through it, what kind of stuff are we looking through? What are we talking about?
Oh, I mean they don't need it. You guys don't need it. They worry about that. You guys don't need that kind of stuff. They don't care about that. They don't care about that.
Well, I did.
I disagree. Right. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen. So this is coming from the guy that Doom just said right earlier today. Oh, I don't want to say because basically without him saying it, I'll say it for him. Y'all are gonna fuck up the bag. You know what I mean?
No, but at least I did mention other stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I was just wondering.
No, it's let me see.
No, now you're lying.
It's not. No. I mean, listen, I can tell you straight up. It's definitely not Marvel cards. I can tell you that.
No, I know. Is it comics though, or no?
Comics, yes, but not comics like you think. Not like a Comic Authority, Marvel, like not that kind of comic.
Gotcha.
I'm still looking at some of the Japanese things, whatever. And I was telling, I think before you hopped on, I was telling Doom that I have this book that, and you've seen it because I showed it to you, but. Remember the Marvel superheroes book that I showed you?
Yeah.
And I was telling Doom, I'm like, like I might next show, whatever. Maybe I'll just like drop it off to CDC or CGC and like get it graded. And but really, like I want Jim Lee to sign it because that Magneto's Jim Lee art. There's Bagley on there. There's a couple people that I can get it signed by.
Yeah, that would be dope. And
that's just like one thing that like and again for the people that do collect and all that stuff. Hey, like do whatever you want, but. I'm just really like, I feel like I could tap into shit that I have already, dude. I have a lot of shit that like, I haven't shown you guys. I haven't shown like the internet. I haven't shown, whatever. So it's always funny to hear like, oh, Sergeant collecting. Because it's like, you guys have fucking no idea, bro. You guys know what the fuck I have like here at the house.
That's what we're asking, what I mean?
That's why because you say you don't show it to us, but then when we ask, you're like,
I do. No, I have shown it to you guys.
Oh, okay. Well.
That book, remember when it came in, I showed it to you guys and I'm like, oh shit, like I didn't even know that was in there. And I showed it to you.
What percentage of what you own have you not shown to us?
That's a great question, sir.
Thank you.
If I had to put a number on it.
Yeah.
That's what we're asked. You know what I mean?
Probably like you guys haven't seen like a solid maybe like 40% maybe. Like the
wow.
shit.
That's a crazy number. That's like a fuck you guys number.
No, wait. You talking about you guys or like?
Nah. You can't. Don't hit us with the Uno.
No. You guys or like the public?
No, me. Yeah, me.
Oh, you guys. Nah.
Well, you know what? I guess for me, and then one for a loser because
it's gonna be a great discrepancy.
No. I mean, you honestly like you guys super low number. Like with public people, like things that haven't shown like to the world like that. Like probably like 40%. You guys, dude, like single digit, like probably like 5%, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, so like 25 is what I got.
And like 20 items. I don't know, something like that.
Okay, nice.
Yo, ask me the same question. What percentage have I not?
Oh shit.
Yeah, what percentage have you not shown us?
0.01.
Wow.
So I showed you guys like pretty much 99.999 of everything.
Well, yeah, and that's a loser's like fault because and we all know this, but like he'll post it the same day, and it's like, dude, like don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I mean that's originally what I started it for. So I wanted to stay true to what my original mission was, which is to show obscure dope shit that you don't see often.
You know what? You're motivating me to show what I don't want to show.
Oh wow.
I'll consider it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I might have to start posting some TMNT stuff from months ago. But yeah.
No, you see, and the truth comes out. You see what I'm saying? So Doom actually, he's the one sitting on the fucking bag over there.
Nah, it's not a bag. But it's definitely cards. I shoot a lot of stuff. I didn't show all these.
You don't have to, man. You know what I mean? I want you to be comfortable.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I do get the itch of posting. YouTube, I mean, Elusive posted not too long ago. Sergio, all about you. Do you get the itch to drop a post? You know what I mean?
I almost dropped a post the other day, and like I literally had to like rush out of the door. Like I had my phone in my hand, I had the piece, and I had to walk out, dude. I was in the shit, bro. I had to go. You know what I mean?
Nice. Busy, Doc. Busy.
I mean, listen,
Hustle.
No, but listen, with what comes with it though, and I will say this, it's actually, if you put it into perspective, kind of crazy because I was doing that job, working all those hours, and still coming home and doing that. You know what I mean? And like still managing to like do those two things. And now it's like it's like the fucking opposite because now like maybe I'm on a yacht like 3 days a week, but it's like like those 4 days is like, dude, those 4 days are like self-recovery, mental recovery, like my self-recovery, like the fact that I can enjoy that time, like the fact that and I can enjoy spending time with my mom or like hanging out with my sister or like whatever, hanging out with a buddy and doing some shit with a friend.
100%.
Like those are just things that I didn't have the opportunity to do before. Like but again, look, what's like the one thing that was holding me there? What? Money? I was doing it for money,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, what? It's not worth it.
Yeah,
because it's not worth my mental health. It's not worth like a lot of those things. And
yeah, you got back time.
Well, you were doing it for security.
I was doing it for more security than anything, but like the money's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we can say for security, but if the money wasn't there, I would fucking do something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like, man, like again, just being grateful for like things that I already have, you know what I mean? Because I do have quite a lot, and there's a lot of catching up that I have to do in post and like whatever, which we'll get to that. And then just fucking being grateful for the time that I have with myself, man. Like that's like,
man. Yep.
It was just like a thing that like the time by myself was me doing like eBay stuff like that, but like and it was fulfilling and like whatever made me feel good, all these things, whatever. But there's just so much more to life, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you got family, like kids and shit like that, dude, like there's just so much more. And I'm just happy that I had the time to if I want to wake up and cook lunch, I do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before that just wasn't an option.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nice, man.
Like you guys see like, hey, like me throw some of these barbecues, like, dude, that's just me hanging out with the homies, man. Like hey, like yo, give me $10, I'll go buy a tri-tip and we make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck, like I'm not trying to say like, hey, I'm trying to make up for lost time, but like, dude, that was a lot, dude. It's fucking 12 plus years of like being in a fucking kitchen of 4 walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And I'm just happy to be able to have the support group and the people around me to be able to do it outside of the kitchen and still do the same thing because it's what I like to do and it's what I love, and be able to do it, get paid for it, even though it might not be obviously the same as like, me getting that fucking 80-hour week check. But dude, I don't even care anymore, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit anymore. Like, I don't know if you hit that like senile, like, I'm just like fucking too old where it's like, I don't, money's important, dude, but it's not everything. You know what I mean?
You got it, bro.
Money's important, it's not everything, bro.
You need a balance. For sure.
Yeah. Gotta have a balance, So that's what I've been doing, man. Like, laying low. And just be grateful for like the things that we talk about. That's just basically what I've been doing, hanging out.
That's good, man. It's probably you probably will feel a lot better mentally. You got your mental health's a lot better, and now especially connecting with all your friends and family and shit. It's dope, man. Keep doing that.
Yeah, man. It's you think about it because growing up Latino, right? Like, dude, we're close to our family. For the most part. I don't know, like some people are, some people aren't, but I mean, I grew up around my cousins and like my little cousins and stuff like that. My older cousins, and we were always like on the weekends together. And you just lose touch with that, just because that the American lifestyle, it's not built for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not built for you to enjoy some of these moments and connect with these people because you're so fucking busy, right? And life is so busy, and America's so busy, and this and that so busy that like you lose like connection with the people that you should never lose connection with, and that's your family, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put your head down to work, and next thing you know, 10 years went by.
10 years passed, and like now my cousin has kids, and like it's just like, man, like nah, man, we're not like I told you, and I'm pretty sure I said in this podcast, like there was just that day at work, I'm just not doing it anymore, man. Like, I'm not missing those days anymore. I'm not working those days no more. I'm not missing another Mother's Day. It's just plain and simple, with a period at the end of it. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, you got fed up.
Fed up, dude. That's it.
Yeah, I personally still think about collecting, but not as much. Same thing, not as much as before. It's just like once or twice a week. I'll see like a blue dot come up, and sometimes it's what I was looking for, sometimes it's not. But it's just fun to keep track of what everything's going for. Shout out to back in the game, Rohan. He offered me the Diamond Surfer and the 75th Gold Border before he posted on eBay a few weeks ago.
Nice.
But I couldn't pick it up at the time, so he posted on eBay. It sold like within 2 days, dude. The Gold Border for $1,000, the PSA 9.
Whoa!
Yeah, right away, just sold.
Yeah, I saw that somebody put a bunch of the 75ths up there, right? And he has them up for like fucking 700 each, like 800 each, or some shit like that, some craziness.
Yeah, but this one was just the Surfer he posted up.
Listen, I got a Gold Border Doom, guys. Hit me up. He wants 700. Give me 5, bro. I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Because there's a Carnage up there that's been sitting for a while and no one's picked it up, but it's also 7.
Well, a lot of those are. I mean, dude, if you hit a 9, that's basically a 10. You know what I mean? So if you know, one of those things.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, right? Because now that 9 sold publicly for $1,000, I mean, what is the Pop 110 worth?
Write your own number, dog.
I don't know, to that point though, it's just and I think what was it, Donnie that mentioned it right before that we hopped on. So it's not about the card and the number, bro. It's about the fucking buyer that's willing to pay that price. That's the problem.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Should I talk about this?
Oh shit.
I'm trying to see. I guess I'll talk about the Batman Kevin Conroy card that I had. I sold it.
The one with the auto on it, you're talking about?
Yeah, sold a couple weeks ago. For again, same thing Sergio says, it's there's no, I think there's one other one that's graded. It's the only other one I've seen. So I had that for over a year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Got authenticated and yeah, man, shout out to the homie who reached out to work out a deal. But yeah, It was nice. It was nice to have something that people recognize as valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing. It's no comps. I think the last auto I have on there, I think I sold, but it was a different card. This one was the Batman character card.
Well, and so just based on that, because we're talking about this now, but what do you guys think about like the fucking full set of like 75th that got posted for like 700 each?
I didn't even see that. I
didn't see that. Nah, that's crazy.
There's a few of them.
The gold borders?
Huh?
The gold borders?
The gold borders, yeah. They're like, it's not a whole set. I'm exaggerating, but it's probably like 15, maybe 15 of them.
Gotcha.
I think the biggest one that sold was the Deadpool. I didn't check 130 point Doom. If you want to check really quick, I didn't see the final price, but I think it was like 700 OBO or some shit like that on eBay. I didn't do too much research or digging into it, but
that's crazy. You just said Deadpool?
Yeah, the Deadpool sold for like the highest price, obviously.
Oh, $775.
Okay. Is that good for that card?
I got a Doom, dude. I think that's a fucking great price for that card.
$650. It shows on.
Oh, that's probably what it really went for.
In today's market, I think that's a great price for that card.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought up the server going for 1,000 because I didn't think anybody when he posted it up for 1,000 OBO, I was like, he's probably gonna get an offer, but I didn't think he was gonna get the full price for it.
I just pulled up 3 years right for the Deadpool 7th the Cold Water. The August 28th, 2022 one sold for $455.
There you go.
That was the Omega. In June 22nd, 2024, one sold for $625. That was a PSA 9.
Wow.
And this raw one sold for the most. So,
you know what's the worst part about it? That's not even a good Deadpool card, bro. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's a fucking great Deadpool card.
Yeah, it's not messed up, but it's not top tier for sure.
It's definitely not top tier. It's not A tier. It's definitely not S tier. Not A tier. That's like
I'll say this. Even Justin, I think he posted the other day his Magic 75th gold border. I think the Magic is better than that Deadpool. The artwork.
I'm looking at Deadpool now. It's just very comic book style.
Yeah.
But that's fine to me. Like it's a nice looking card.
Yeah,
it's not busted for sure. I mean, if I was a Deadpool collector, I definitely would want it on the PC.
I haven't looked at too many Deadpool cards, so I don't know how to compare it with other ones. But it looks cool to me.
Yeah,
just not at that price. This is like too crazy. But again, you want a 75th Doom? Let me know.
There you go.
Let me know. Obi 500. Let me know,
bro. You gotta post it though. That's how. Oh, come on.
Listen, if you want something of mine, anybody here listening, if you want something of mine,
no one's gonna buy it, bro. No one's gonna do all that work.
You know where I'm at. All right, then. So then you keep buying your lame shit and like just keep I'm fucking with you guys. No, that's Hey, listen though, it's interesting, and I looked at it. And I'm like, damn, that's. I mean, I didn't check 130 point, but I'm like, if they're even anywhere near 500 for that card, is a great price for that card.
Yeah, I think
$1,000 for that surfer. I'm just looking at it again, right?
Yeah,
that is kind of wild for that's a good. Like someone wanted to.
Yeah,
especially right now. Like I don't.
Yeah, especially now. I don't.
It's hard for me to say because I don't keep up with specifically gold borders or really Marvel right now. I'm mostly locked in other stuff, but it seems like a decent sell for sure.
Yeah, I think I paid $500 for my PSA 9 when it came up, and obviously I owned that card too that he sold, but I broke up the trio.
Yeah,
but so it's held its value, man. I bought a 9 for 900. I've seen raw. I've seen one raw sell for 700 in the past, and then a couple other comps I heard of, and then when he just did now. But going back to that one in the Deadpool, it's just obviously the Surfer is superior to the Deadpool. It's not even close artwork wise, but it's just both cards don't come up that much. Those are like similar with the Carnage. The Carnage one doesn't come up as often, and that's another really good artwork by Craig. What's the artist name? I know it's Craig.
I don't know. I don't know those.
No, but I mean, listen.
Crane.
So
Crane. There you go.
Clayton Crane.
Crane. Thank you.
Here's a question though. Is it better that it's sold on eBay, or would you have rather had it sold privately? Because I think listen, I'll be honest with the whole private thing, whatever. Like, dude, just fucking put it on eBay, bro. Like, make the shit public so like people know what the general price.
You can't say that. You literally 2 seconds ago said to people to reach out to you if they want to.
Yeah, you didn't want to put it publicly.
I mean, let's not do that.
You know, I like to play devil's advocate.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, though. You know what I mean?
Listen, I can't make the comment I was gonna say. We're definitely gonna cancel it. No, I mean, listen.
If it's $1,000 card, you want it on eBay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
If it's I wouldn't want on eBay. I want that shit off so I can get the fucking $1,000.
Yeah, but like, if you have other gold board, then you want the comp. Like, it helps the whole set. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get that part.
Yeah.
Like, listen, the hobbyist in me wants to say like, hey, sell it private. The collector, like, hey, like, to make sure, like, to actually build like a fucking platform and people know, like, hey, these are the prices for these things, and like, build comps and stuff. Like, it's just better that it's on eBay, bro.
Yeah, so that means don't be approaching me with some lowball offers for any of those cards. I'm not selling them, number one, but don't come at me with snickle fucking offers, please.
Especially on that PSA 10, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that at one point when I was trying to move like 2 cards that thankfully I didn't need to move, when I needed the money to move them. Or needed the money. I listed the Surfer for. I had it up for 3K. No, 3K OBO. No one did shit. And then at one point, the lowest I ran it for 1,500. No one snapped it for 1,500. You know.
Wow.
So, hey, no worries. Same thing with my my Venom that Fleer 2015 PSA 10. That's a pop 3. At one point I offered it. I got a couple of lowball offers and some decent offers, but it just didn't go through, and everything happens for a reason. It's in my collection, thankfully.
Yeah, and that's funny too because I remember I sold a card on there not too long ago too, and it was the same thing. Like the same guy that bought it, right, was the same guy that lowballed me. And he's like, yo, I'll give you like 3, and I'm like, no, you can go fuck. I said, literally, dude. I said, yo, it's been in my collection, dude. Like, it stays there. I'm not even like worried about it, And then like a couple months later, he didn't even offer. He snap bought it. At the price that we talked about, like, when I DM'd him, like, through like eBay and shit, I said, dude, this card's been in my collection for over 2 years, bro. I honestly don't give a fuck if it fucking stays there too. I'm just letting you know, just so you have like like the mental whatever. It's either this number or more. Like, that's it. Like, you throw this number down and I'll accept your offer. And like 3 months later, he sent the number.
Yeah.
So someone's out there buying fucking, buying some shit.
I just looked up for fun Silver Surfer cards. The last 3 years that's sold for the most on eBay. Number 1 was in 2023. A What If Jusco Auto from 2016 for $5,000. Number 2 is a hologram from Impel CGC 10. For 4,500.
Yeah, that guy got fleeced. Continues.
And then the third one, which surprised me, I didn't know this. 2024 Marvel Sapphire Silver Surfer Topps Chrome 101 went for 4,300 in April 19th this year. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
some big cards there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that too with the Topps recently because they do have 3 cards that 3 designs, like 3 characters that I wouldn't mind picking up a card once prices settle. But one thing I did notice, I was like, man, we know how they have the cracked ice, they have the sapphire version, and then they have a couple parallels, right? The wave,
the rainbows or refractors,
And I was noticing, like, dude, like when you look at like the top characters from that set, like always Venom, Wolverine, or whatever. You look at like the Wolverine that's out of 50, whatever that refractor is, which would be the equivalent to the Ruby, and there's already like almost 10, if not 10, on the pop. You know, and then that's when I go back and look at that fucking Rittenhouse Ruby Wolverine I got. It's a out of 50, and there's still only 110. There's like 2 BGS 95s, like 3 or 4 9s. Like, how is it that I don't know? You know what I mean? Like, is it
Well, it's
just
because the newer cards are better quality.
no? But I mean, even if you look up, I knew that's what people would go with. But if you look up on Terapeak, same thing for that Ruby. There's probably been like maybe 2 or 3 sales in the past 3 years for that card. So it's not only that it's a better quality on the new product, but it's also they don't come up like at all.
Yeah. Right.
You know, so
yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know. I had same thing. I had a chance to have 3 at one point, but I missed on one. I didn't buy it, and the second one that I had, you helped me grade it too. That one came back a 9, and I sold it to Michael Cold Card Life. He was trying to cross it to a 9.5. I thought it could have been a 9.5. But unfortunately, it came back a BGS 9. So at least it held its grade.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what he ended up doing with that. And speaking of that, congrats to Josh, Marvel Madness, dude.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
He got that 9 2013 Retro PMG Red, the Wolverine.
BGS 9.
Yeah, that's a strong grade for
It's
the
a
PMG,
nice card, man.
Yeah.
2013 PMGs. You know what? I mean, I saw the Doom, a red Doom, and a blue Doom sold like last week. Been a lot of 2013 PMGs back on the market.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. I think it did like over. I think the red did like 800, and the other one went over $1,000. But yeah.
Now I will say that to set the price straight, because obviously Josh was throwing out some crazy numbers when he got that 9, but like an 8 just finished. Did auction like a week ago, not even, and it did 2,800 for a PSA 8. And keep in mind, like, how much more would people pay for a BGS 9? It's not crazy more, but I will say like that the last 2 comps for a blue in a BGS 9, which are owned by forget his name, man. He mainly did sports cards, but he got into Marvel too. From Asia, from Malaysia. Do you guys remember the collector?
Card Boss.
Card Boss. Thank you.
Yeah.
He paid $10K for each of those BGS 9s. So if the blues are 10Ks, and that's when the prices were peaking on those or close to it, like that means that a red 9 would be 5K at the most. So that's where I think it is. Especially
that was a different time. Like it was spiking during that.
Exactly.
time.
And then but the 8, if the 8 just stood 2,800 for PSA 8, how much more premium are people willing to pay for the 9? 3,500, 4K is if I had to guess.
It depends. Like, some passionate BGS collectors out there, maybe they would pay premium for a 9 BGS. I don't know. For me as a PSA guy, like, I guess I would see it like a little bit over a PSA 8 premium, but not really. Like a PSA 9 doesn't really register to me as a PSA 9.
Yeah.
But that could just be biased towards,
No, I mean, it's biased as far as your preference, but it is true as far as the market. The market has dictated that, unfortunately, And I'm a BGS guy, as you know, but I got to keep it real.
But I mean, look, you never know. Like, I don't know how many BGS 9s exist and how many are available. So
yeah, that's another thing. Those cards, they're never gonna have more than like maybe 10 on the census, if I had to guess. For both BGS 9 or PSA 9s.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get an 8 nowadays for those PMGs.
Yeah.
I looked up Marvel Tops last 3 years just to see the highest sold cards.
Yeah.
Guess the character. Marvel Tops. So far releases, you have the Marvel from the UK release, the Chrome. You have the X-Men 97 release, and then you have the Disney Genesis. Those are like the only 3 out. What do you think?
The UK release one.
Okay, and what character do you think?
Spider-Man.
All right. What about you, Sergio?
Oh man, what was the question? The most sold? They're like the highest sold?
Yeah, on eBay.
I mean, I'm gonna have to say either Wolverine or Spider-Man, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe Venom. Maybe.
Well, yeah. Choose one though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, clearly it's fucking Spider-Man, but I mean, if I had to pick second, since Elusive picked Spider-Man, I'll pick the 1-of-1 Wolverine.
Okay, from what set?
Topps Chrome.
Well, that makes sense because Aoki goes for that. Usually
Okay.
overpays. That makes sense.
All right. So I think there was what Topps Chrome 1/1. What was it? The Iron Man or something? It's off for 50 grand supposedly or something. I don't know, man. But that I'm just talking for eBay, right? We're not talking about golden or none of that. Number one here is a Wolverine. Sergio, you're right. And it's from the X-Men 97. It's a Superfractor 101 from the Masters design. And it's over 5,500 about 4 days ago. So there you
go. It's not bad. That's definitely Aoki, though, right? Is that fair to say? Would you agree with that?
I don't know if it's Aoki. You know what? Because the same design Superfractor, the Rogue, I was watching the Rogue, and it's sold for $780. I was surprised. I was like, damn, the 101?
We should have thrown a bid on there, dude.
Yeah, no. I felt away when I saw that. 100%.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, I felt that. Yeah, no way. But yeah.
Well, it's because you knew, even though you're not collecting her, even you value it more than that from an outsider's perspective.
If money wasn't a problem, I would buy all the Rogues.
But that's the problem, though. Like, if you were to buy it, though, like, then what? You get stuck with it, take a loss on it? Like, no.
What do you mean? I would keep it. I'd fucking put it on my wall.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before, but
what you mean?
I've heard
on the walls.
I've heard I'm gonna keep it, but then
Oh, I didn't say how long I'll keep it, but
that's because they're both right, technically.
I mean, but if money was an issue, I would never sell anything.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we ain't got it like that, dog. We're working on it. Don't worry.
We're not in yachts. You know what I
mean? I need to work a few more yachts a week.
We're working on the mission. Maybe one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Only you and Nate can afford yachts. You know what I mean?
For real.
No, yeah. I'm about to say Nate has like a legit boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
I'm just on the super yacht for a day. The 120.
He's got a truck now. He's got a fucking trailer.
Does he?
Oh, he's been working his ass off, though. No,
Oh, yeah, he's been around the U.S., dog.
Yeah,
no stuff.
No, as you know, my family's truck driver, so I know he's putting in his work. So I'm glad he was able to treat himself.
Yeah, dog.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for Nate to pull up in Florida so we can get some barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Nah, don't say that because he will pull up and then you let him down.
Oh, okay, then he can fucking pull up and we're gonna fucking grow some shit. You guys are fucking too out west.
Nathan,
Nate's traveling, so
Nathan, you're hearing this. Next time you're in the Miami area, hit up Sergio, and he owes you a meal.
And the family,
Yeah. And his wife, his wife's with him. I think they have the dog too.
That's dope.
I don't know about the dog, but
wow.
Oh, he's a kind person. That's true.
I'm joking. Yeah. As long as your dog is nice, if your dog is nice, Nate, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tell him, Nate, is your cat nice?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, don't get it fucked up, because my cat will, Nah, he's a good boy, man.
And now speaking about Nathan, I did want to say MentalCon is next week. I don't know if the guys are gonna be able to make it. I don't know. You guys have busy schedules now.
He asked me, and I told him, I said, like, if I'm available, I'll let you know for sure. But I don't want to commit to anything right now, and then like something pops up, and then
100%. No, I get you. That's why.
True Blue didn't reach out to me, which is wild. But Jake.
He put it out there in a public post.
My bad. Uncle Jake did reach out to me though, and he asked me if I wanted to be on one of those days, and I told him that. He told me the dates, and I was like, yeah, I think I could do. I don't know which date yet, but I was like, yeah, I'm sure I have time to jump in there.
Yeah.
Because it's on a weekend, I believe, right?
Nice.
Are you jumping? You want to jump on Doom, or you already got your own?
I am going on, so if you want to jump on with me,
Doom has his own time slot. You know what I mean?
No, I don't have a time. I'm jumping on with Tim because I told Nate that if Tim goes on, let me know what time. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
If you want to get on there, should I say this?
Can you
come across? But there's a chance Manu is in there with us. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Manu.
Can you send me a schedule invite, please? Can
get
put it in my inbox in the morning?
Yeah, I'll let you know. But we're gonna play a little game that Tim's been cooking up with a couple cards, so it's gonna be fun. And if Manu doesn't show up, don't get mad at me. Manu's a busy guy, but I did let him know. And
I'm sure he'll show up.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll be there. We'll figure it out. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to book in advance, just because, especially us three. Well, you two have different schedules now, so we've been trying to get an hour, but
mine's only for like a week, maybe 2 more max. But for sure, no. In 2 weeks after this, I'm good. Like, I'll be able to accommodate for more dates for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, because we might be able to do NSDC hour. Although, I don't know, I got to check. It is my sister's birthday during that week every time, so I got to check my schedule.
Oh, she can hop on too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, she ain't got no time.
Wow. Oh, she got no time.
She barely, cares when we talk.
Well, you got to tell her what Sergio just said. You know what I mean? You got to let her hear this episode. Like, she needs to spend more time with friends and family,
That's right.
Oh, man, look, if anyone gets a criticism, it's me from them.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I get it though. It makes sense though. You don't reach out to people. You know what I mean?
I don't. But I do see my family often. It's just I like to chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you chill a lot.
Chill by myself.
Like how much can you chill? You know what I mean?
Well,
no, I know. That's why I'm asking you. I used to be chilling too. You know what I mean?
I don't like to have responsibilities lined up. I like to just
play it by ear.
Do my own thing. Do.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go. You know what? It's maybe next time. You know what I'm
saying? Maybe next time.
That's been me for the last 20 years. But
wow.
Yeah, dog, no. 100%. Yeah.
Hey, just for everyone listening, the truth is coming out on the actual delays, stuff like that. Just so we're on the same page.
No, as far as this podcast, it's not because
he's usually always available. No, for sure.
Thank you. And I make an effort. The only reason we're on today is because I reached out personally to Sergio.
Yeah. I reached out last week, didn't I, guys?
I reached out to you once I got word from Sergio.
Correction. We reached out to you last week.
Yeah, and he skipped on. No, I reached out to go back in the messages, and Doom said no.
No, you did. Today. I couldn't make Friday night.
See, told you, even Doom knows.
Me. But then we tried Saturday night, but then we couldn't make it happen. So
no, we tried Sunday night, and I couldn't do Sunday.
There you go.
Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I told you guys, hey, do you guys want to record today or tomorrow?
You're right. No, you're right. I remember it now. Damn, dog, you fucking.
Come on,
what you?
Memory
sharp as fuck over there.
We're not smoking over here no more. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
To what level are we talking about here?
I mean, like if you come through, I'll definitely blaze with you, but that's about it. I got shit to do. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Life be life, dog.
Hey,
it's all seasons. I've always said this, man. Like we were in a season of chilling, and I was, I enjoyed it while seasons
hustle
lasted.
mode now, dog.
Yeah, and now it's on a hustle mode, exactly just like Sergio. But then again, look, everything's cyclical. Eventually, we're gonna come back to chill mode. Don't even worry about it.
Oh yeah, no. Look, don't get twisted. I'm on hustle mode too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a lot of shit cooking up. Outside of the hobby, for sure.
Good shit, man.
But
that's good, man.
Yeah, man. I hope everybody out there is doing well.
Yeah.
Having fun. Especially the hobby, having fun with the fam or whatever, you know what I mean? Touching grass, doing all the good shit.
Touching grass.
Yeah. For the people out there still watching UFC, you have some good fights tonight, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, damn.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to catch some replays.
Yeah.
About it, dude.
Well, last week was a big one, though.
Yeah. You guys are wild.
We're back.
You guys want my IP address while we're fucking at it with all this?
I already have that. Don't worry about it.
I already have that.
Y'all want to get the shot?
Let's do it. Listen, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pass because I don't know who to shout out right now. You know,
Yeah.
to the people who are reaching out, man. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I got my love for all you guys out there.
Oh, damn, that's big timing. Oh, y'all life got you big timing.
What? Why?
That's crazy.
Doom is always trying to gaslight me.
To all the homies that reached. Nah, yeah, I got love.
Yeah, they know who it is.
You know what's crazy about that?
Are.
Yo, Sergio, you are right though. He is good at that because he's the one who replaced us with a new crew.
That's
but
correct.
Then he's talking to us like we're the ones. You know what I mean? Which
Correct.
is crazy. I never get a yo, Elusive, how are you, man? Are your kids still alive? You're breathing?
It's crazy that I mean, look, all I hear is that you miss me. So, you know, I'm trying to reach out to y'all.
I can only miss you for so much, though. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get a brother up.
Good,
you know
dog.
What I mean?
I send you a message
you gotta
during
miss
the
me
week.
back.
Like, yo.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
I got you, man. No, for sure.
Yeah, no Diddy.
Doom sent
We're
me a
all one
text
crew, dog.
directly. You know, he directly sent me a text.
You're good. No, you're good, man. We definitely. Hey,
you've been hanging out. Well, look, I can't invite you to watch.
Hanging out with Manu.
Oh, shout out to Manu. I had a talk with Manu last week. You know what I mean? Chopping it up.
Yeah. I told you, dog. I don't know how I know these things. You know.
I mentioned him. You know. You put two and two together.
No, I didn't mean about that. I mean about how because he be finessing with words is what I meant by that.
Oh, no, that's crazy. But yeah, no.
Acting like you don't know.
So wait, no shout outs?
Yeah, we got all the shout outs. Didn't we?
No, well, I'm still on Sergio. Sergio just shout out to everybody. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything? Well, you haven't kept up with the hobby, so nothing pissed you off in the hobby. I'm assuming, right?
Thank God, and thank God for that.
Yeah. Good shit. All right, Lucy, you next, dog. Go ahead.
Yeah. Shout out to Johnny, bro. I got his care package, bro. I've been sharing some of his artwork.
I saw that.
Yeah, man. And super happy to receive it. I appreciate him, dude. Like, I was getting a little worried because Sergio, everybody was getting their sketches from him. I was like, oh, wow, what'd I do to him? You know what I mean? But
wow, that's crazy.
Johnny came through and surprised me, man, because he threw some sketches in there that he never mentioned to me. Like, he just threw them in there that I wasn't expecting,
Of course.
And yeah, man, that shit was dope. It was I was showing them to my daughter, and she's like, who did that? I was like, oh, that's my friend. He's like, he's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, she enjoyed some of the pieces.
Johnny's definitely one of those people. Johnny always reaches out. He's always liking some of the my personal page and stuff. Obviously, he's always on there fucking showing love. So my love for Johnny, man.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny. So he's definitely my top shout out for the week. Shout out to Marvel Cards Soup now. Marvel Cards Up, Brian. I reached out to him just to see, because we haven't heard from several people in the hobby.
Didn't he change it to Marvel Cards Down? I thought we were.
Yeah, it might be that. You're right.
Okay.
Shout out to Vic. Like I said, I've had a conversation with him, a few times already, and Vic is Vic. We still embrace though. No Diddy. Shout out to RMS Collects. I saw him post that crazy Bill Sinkovich Carnage. That was dope. Congrats on that, bro.
And the Patelis not too long ago.
And the Patelis piece, yeah. What else? I already shout out Marvel Madness for his BGS 9. So congrats on your grade, crazy grade.
Yep.
Anti shout out. I'm be honest, man. I don't know how you guys feel, but for me, Sergio probably relates to this a little bit more because we're natural skeptics. But let's just say I would have thrown out my dog emoji when I saw these this heritage auction paintings prices. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! What was it? Because I missed out on that. You got to inform me.
I'm sure Doom knows more than me. I just know that the main one, which was the Spider-Man one, for like $80K or something like that.
Yeah, it was Hildebrand Brothers 94 masterpieces.
But I said, shit. If that's the case, then I post my original art back up on Heritage.
Yeah. Other than that,
you know what? Look, that's one of those things, and I'm not here to try to pump or anything like that, but you guys know some of the pieces that I have, and it's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? It's but only you guys have seen that shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post some original art.
Yeah, I would, man. Not only post it, also put a set up for sale. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
But no, so that's the only thing that's my anti shout out. For me, I don't know. But it could be wrong. Someone could have been, you know, generous with what they, bid on it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big piece. That was a big piece. The Black Panther was a big piece. I think that's
But you
up
know
for
how
like
I think all the
20K.
time, like even that 80K. Sorry, the last thing I'll say on this is because, and this is really a question, not really a comment. Like for 80K, what does that buy me? When it comes to like a Jim Lee, you know what I mean, or a Todd McFarlane piece, what does that buy me?
Well, I mean, if a commission is not what 20K, is that what it is?
Yeah, so that's 4 commissions, is what you're telling me.
Pretty much,
4 commissions, but like in the same lot, I think he had a variant cover, a Jim Lee Batman variant cover, so for like I believe 30 and 35.
So for 35,
I could be wrong. I don't remember.
And was that published
This
art as
is
well?
off memory.
Yeah, if it's a cover, yeah.
There's a variant cover though.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, so we'll a couple variant covers, 2 or 3 variant covers. There you
go.
But it's black and white. It's not a painting, And it's,
but it is Batman over Spider-Man, though. We agree on that, right?
For me, 100%. But to each their own. Everybody.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's I don't know. At the end of the day, that's the way I always been, thinking. That's why, and it reminds me when I asked Manu a while ago. When he was pumping up the or just whatever you want to call it. Maybe pumping up is not the right word, but when he was hyped about the Ultimate Fallout newsstand, and he was talking about it's 100K, and I was like, well, what does 100K buy you on the AF-15? And he's like, well, you can have both. That's what it was. So there you go. Bring it full circle.
Nice. For me, shout outs. Shout outs to Donnie. We were talking earlier before we recorded.
Donnie Boy McCoy, shout out to him. And I hope you get your rainbow for the Batman Beyond plates, bro. Good shit.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to help him out with one of them. Shout out
cheese for you. You know what I mean?
Trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? Shout out to Johnny for real. Johnny's posting some of his sketches too. Some alien stuff he's working on. No, Predator.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty dope. Shout out to Tim.
Yeah, shout out to him. He has a dope alien piece too that I saw him post.
Yeah, the Xenomorph.
Yeah.
Yup. Shout out to Tim.
Shout out to Variant Section. Shout out to Free.
Shout out to that whole chat for real. And major shout out for me. Major shout out to Shane and M, his wife. On their big announcement that they pulled the 101 Spidey from Masterpieces, but they're also about to go to Fanatics Lives, so they're stepping up.
Oh, that's dope.
They're gonna break, so if people want to check them out, break as well.
I don't know if you knew this about that 1 of 1, because this is a question again because I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. Did he pull it for like a client that bought into his breaks, or did he pull it for himself?
Someone bought into a break. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's crazy.
And he pulled it in a break. Yeah. And I think he pulled another 1 of 1 in that break.
Damn. That's dope.
Or a similar break, but yeah, I think there was 2 1 of 1s, but the big one was the Spidey, and I think it was I don't forget how it's structured because that's the newest masterpiece with Grego.
Yeah,
but it's one of the 1 of 1s because I think there's multiple ones. It's like the one that has like a frame. I don't know.
Yeah.
Canvas.
And speaking of that artist, do you feel like, because we mentioned tops today, we mentioned a couple sets, but do you feel like he got lost in the fog? Like what? Because I haven't heard much from his set. What do you think it was? Was it just timing, or what happened there?
Well, they just brushed it out because they're losing the license, so they just got it out. They didn't really advertise much.
They just rushed to get it out. In other words,
just to get it out, because otherwise it wouldn't have got out because the licensing was up. So it's tough for him though. Like he worked on all of it, and then he didn't really get the release that the other masterpieces artists got. As far as like people getting time with it and not being bombarded with 20 other sets to compete with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Because I saw some of the artwork, dude. I haven't seen all of it, but it looks dope.
Oh no, he has some dope stuff in there. Just a lot of colorful. I mean, you want to talk about Hildebrandt? Like some of those poses are Hildebrandt-esque. Is super colorful. Like, yeah, he kicked ass. It was unfortunate how it happened, but you know, it's better than not being released, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I might look into that because I didn't even know that shit got dropped.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It was at the end of last year, I think, or the beginning of this year. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, because the last thing I remember getting dropped at all that we talked about was the X-Men top set. That's the last thing I remember.
Oh yeah, no, it was out before that. Just people didn't. There's so many sets, people weren't really breaking it. It took a while. I think Shane started to break it because not a lot of breakers were putting masterpieces out there. But yeah, shout out to them. I've also been working with Shane on he's got a little illustration I've been working with him on that he might drop on some of his some stickers or something. I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a t-shirt design or not, but something fun from his breaks. So if people are in there, people follow him, you might see some funny shit, dope shit sometime. And that's it, man. Can't think. I'm sure there's plenty more. Nathan, I always talk to Nathan. Well, the homies. Shout out to everybody who's. I haven't really watched content. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Not hobby. I don't know if hobby content's out there, but shout out to the homies who do it. I've been watching a lot of just like people drawing. I've been getting back into a creative space, doing some designs, working on some illustrations here and there. But yeah, dog. You know what I mean?
Damn, dog. Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Small steps,
baby steps. You know what I mean? Getting back into creative baby steps. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of people just draw.
That's dope, man. So I'm happy for you, man.
And Batman Metal was pushed back, so anyone who's waiting to open Batman Metal this month, it's not happening.
There we go.
I think it's until August now, so you have to wait a couple more months. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
I can't wait till people start seeing Tim's sketches, though. It's gonna be so.
Yeah, he's been putting in the work,
for sure. Oh, tomorrow, Father's Day. So shout out to all the fathers out there. Shout out to you too.
Yeah, shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day.
And
yeah, shout out to both of you. You guys, from what I could hear from both of you guys, you guys sound and smell like success. Congratulations, guys.
We're working on it. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, hey. As long as that's all we're doing, man. Hey, what do we do? What do we do every night, Pinky? You know what I mean?
Trying to take over the world, doggy. Don't even worry about it.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, y'all.
Peace.
All right, guys.
That was the most low energy fucking outro.
You want to do it again?
No, that's fine. No, let them call us out on that. But
I'm gonna leave this extended part 2.
Peace.
I don't know. It's been a while.
He was, he was in his robe or something going on with that.
In my robe.
That's what I picture you in a robe. You're your cat. Petting your cat like the fucking villain from Inspector Gadget.
If you think I'm in my robe, you're giving me way too much credit. Dog.
Wait, you're Giovanni, dog? You're Giovanni from Pokemon?
Definitely.
I mean, can we say that Giovanni from Pokemon stole that from Inspector Gadget's claw villain?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's claw for sure.
You know what I mean? And don't add us retrospects. You know what I mean? We get it. You like Giovanni, but you got to be ahead. Come on, bro. You got to be ahead, dude. You already know.
Yeah. Without Inspector Gadget, there'd be no Giovanni. Straight up.
No. All right, for real. No, peace.
Peace.